people don't necessarily want to jump companies. There's a lot of blame about people that don't stay in a position very long, but give them a reason to stay. People will try to convince you that you should keep empathy out of your career. Don't accept this false premise. Who said that? Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Welcome back to the Empathic Leader, where we talk about all things empathy, EQ, and leadership. I'm so happy to have you with me today as we continue to dig through a little bit what's going to be in my upcoming book. Please remember to like and subscribe and join the conversation. Dig in. Let's talk. So we're already into chapter 5, where I spent some time actually talking about how to apply EQ via empathy to some common leadership situations. Big ones too, ones that cost a lot of money. So the first one we look at is communication. And I actually dedicate an entire chapter to this later on as well, because I think it's that important. But we take a little time here and put it in this chapter as well, because this chapter is about 4 things that as a leader you should be looking at immediately. And communication is one of those things. According to the State of Business Communication report put out by Grammarly-Harris, we lose 7.75 hours per employee per week on bad communication. Now, those of you that have been with me for a while, you'll notice that that number is a little bigger than the statistic that I gave on some videos a little while ago. That's because it's the 2024 report. It's only getting worse. We have more channels. We have more meetings. We have more videos. We have more Zoom and Slack and email and memos. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. If you can't communicate by using EQ via empathy, taking your empathy, understanding who your people are, applying the correct EQ skills, and then moving on, what happens when all of a sudden we lose 2.5 days per work week? 7.75 hours, right? That means that people could come in on Friday, and as the boss you could say, well, grab a donut and a cup of coffee, and then rest of the day's on me. Have a good one. We're losing money and we're losing people because people get frustrated about this and leave. 25% of people polled said that they expect wrong communication daily. This is not okay. The second thing I look at is managing change. I have a background in change management, so of course this is going to be near and dear to my heart because I have seen change done well and I've seen change done poorly. And when it's done the most poorly is when the leadership isn't approaching their people with empathy. And I put a couple stories in the book that I actually witnessed. It's interesting. I do quote a study that talks about how when the leaders have to go through the change as well as the people, they tend to have more empathy and compassion because they have to do it too. This is something worth noting because change isn't going to stop. We're stuck with it. It's going to go on and on, whether it's technology, whether it's oversight and legal, whether it's risk management, whether it's things out of the blue like COVID. It's not going anywhere. Understanding generational friction is my third, and you all know that I talk about this a lot because there's a lot of it. Starting with all of the stereotypes that are out there, that millennials and their avocado toast, that Gen X, and they've always been slackers and nobody cares. I'm Gen X, so. The boomers, that they're completely technologically dumb and living in the 60s. The Gen Zs, that they're completely spaced out and lazy. They're all stereotypes. None of this is true. Sure, that stuff's going to be true about people, a person, but it's not going to be true about groups. So I spend a little time in that part of the chapter actually breaking down how stereotyping works, and what you can do about it, how approaching with EQ via empathy can help put that to bed. The last bit of this chapter that I look at is employee turnover, because all of these things that are happening inevitably lead to employee attrition. And this is a big deal. According to the Society of Human Resource Management, to replace a worker will cost 90 to 200% of their wages or salary. Or you could keep that person in their job. People don't necessarily want to jump companies. There's a lot of blame about people that don't stay in a position very long, but give them a reason to stay. Don't blame the victim, blame the system. I hope that you're enjoying going through some of this stuff. I hope you're seeing some little sparks of creativity and insight that maybe can help you out. And I'm having a fantastic time going through this. I will have my link for the Stan.store below for my pre-sale. If you want to buy it, there will be a discount, and I will sign it. It won't come out till September, but it'll be done. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.